Dr. Walker, for the first semester, do you use any visual symbols to facilitate the teaching, or is it purely oral and oral?
Well, we use a lot of visualization. Uh, so, I would say that in the beginning, uh, good uh, slides and video and all that sort of thing is key to helping the students organize how they're going to perform. So visualization actually organizes how people think and how we interact with things. So yeah, we give them a lot of prompts, but our goal is to get them to listen to Chinese and to repeat as much as they can as they get into the program. And the more they get into the program, the more expert they come at picking out new terms, new words, new concepts, um, and focusing in on them and repeating them and trying to fit them into their performance. So, we're training performers. We're not training this. Our idea is that our students are going to go. The reason we want our students to go to a Chinese community, interact with people in Chinese, and learn something about the world that they wouldn't know otherwise. That's our goal. So, visualization in our materials, we have a lot of we have a lot of video, and we use extract video. And in the early parts of our instruction in the early first and second year, we use segments and parts of movies uh, to, uh, to get our students used. So we want them to hear and watch and respond to it, and I think that's where uh, they become really good at it. If they don't want, if a person cannot actually do something like this, there may be some psychological reason that we have to deal with, and that way we, seek out expert help in the other parts of the university to deal with that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Walker, for answering my question. So I asked that question, but I want to give a little clarification. So by visual symbols, I meant letters, pinyin, or Chinese characters. So you said you only teach pronunciation during the first semester. So that means you don't. Does that mean you don't introduce pinyin or characters at all? So I didn't refer to videos or things like that,
Okay.
because that might not be practical in some other universities or
Yeah,
college.
I understand. The thing is again, I say we want the lead into learning Chinese is listening to Chinese, hearing Chinese. And we introduce all of our materials in pinyin, but we don't I never make special effort to teach my students pinyin, because if not everyone, but some students, once they learn pinyin, they think they don't have to listen to anything after that. And that's not right. They have to really, our students have never heard Chinese before. You could actually get a student from Chillicothe and teach him Korean and tell him it's Chinese. He wouldn't know the difference. So, I mean, they students they're coming a long way conceptually uh, to learn the language and to deal with it. So we have to deal with them step by step as they get into it. And uh, the yeah, we use pinyin and we introduce characters. In our book, our materials, we introduce the writing system, but the point of view, the reason for the what we want them to do is to be able to read name cards. So they get introduced to Chinese Hanzi, and we use both. We introduce them. They can choose Jiantizi or Fantizi, depending on whatever. But their goal is to learn the characters and do that. But the act is to read a card and to look at a name card and ask about, how do you read your name, and to understand where the person is from, what is the person's um, uh, title. And the thing is that Americans, with something like that is really important, because American students have to understand that titles, social titles, are crucial in Chinese, even though they're not really that important in American discourse and English. But so, you know, we try, if we're going to introduce characters, we want to give them a reason for introducing characters. If they stop Chinese after the first year, at least they'll, if they ever get a name card from Chinese, a Chinese businessman or something like that, they can ask an intelligent question about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess
And I can add to that.
Yeah, please, 蔡老师.
Sure. So Chinese writing, in terms of the pinyin script or Chinese characters, we have a spoken class, and then we add on the character text. Then we integrate everything together in a reading and a writing class. So the idea is, if you before you come to the spoken class, it is advised that you only need to prepare with the pinyin script of the dialogues, and the audio drills also come with pinyin script that you can just stick with it. Although heritage learners, if you are more comfortable with using characters, and if you have studied characters and be more comfortable with it, feel free to do so. But you only have to prepare with the pinyin script, because in class, when we perform real life scenarios, there is really no like lots of character text that you need to read from. And then when we do the more integrated class, then there are lots of menus and restaurant reviews and emails that are characters. And so it is being about the literature that supports, listening and speaking should come first. But in Chinese 101, we introduced Chinese writing system somewhere week 3 and 4. So that's pretty early. The only thing is every time we start with the pinyin script, spoken skills first, settle down that, and then adds on.